Good evening, I'm Matt Woodman. This is CTV News at 5. Tonight, another use of the notwithstanding clause. The province introduces a bill to stop court challenges on a trio of transgender laws. Found during a fair, a local cab driver recognized for locating a missing person. And constructing a crystal castle, trying to build a frosty fortress amid above-average temperatures.
CTV Edmonton, local breaking news with Matt Woodman.
For the second time in less than a month, the Alberta government is invoking the notwithstanding clause. This time, if passed, it will prevent anyone from challenging the province in court over 3 transgender laws. Bill 9 reinforces legislation the UCP government passed last year around healthcare, education, and sports for transgender Albertans. CTV's Jeremy Thompson joins us in studio this evening with the latest. Jeremy, what can you tell us?
Well, Matt, as you say, this is the second time in just a few weeks the province has invoked the notwithstanding clause of Canada's Charter of Rights and Freedoms. Last month, it was used to stop the 3-week-long teacher strike. Now, the right being overridden is the ability to take the government to court over those 3 bills it passed in summer 2024. Now, those bills put restrictions on students changing pronouns at school, transgender athletes competing in female leagues, and medical therapies for transgender kids. Premier Danielle Smith and Justice Minister Mickey Amery say their government is obligated to use the notwithstanding clause now to protect Alberta children. There are 3 active court challenges to last summer's bills, including an injunction on the healthcare bill, which means puberty blockers and hormone treatments can still be used right now, though Premier Smith believes Bill 9 will have that injunction and the other lawsuits thrown out.
These lawsuits could take years to resolve, including possible appeals to the Supreme Court. These delays are not acceptable to this government when children are in harm's way.
We've said previously that we're prepared to use every single legal and constitutional tool available to protect the well-being of young people. And that's why we'll be invoking the notwithstanding clause.
Yesterday, in anticipation of Bill 9, a group of transgender Albertans and their allies held a rally on the steps of the legislature. They oppose this move by the government and say puberty blockers and other treatments are safe, reversible, and used after extensive consultation between a doctor, parent, and child. Now, the notwithstanding clause in the Charter of Rights and Freedoms has a 5-year time limit built in, meaning court challenges under the Charter could resume in 2030 or beyond. Matt.
All right, Jeremy Thompson live in studio tonight. Thank you. The province is not denying details of a leaked memo saying Alberta doctors could be allowed to provide both public and private care to patients in a parallel system. The memo was obtained and reported on by the Globe and Mail. CTV's Nariman Issa joins us now. Nariman, what do we know about this possible legislation so far?
Well, Matt, this was brought up during question period today. According to the Globe and Mail, the leaked memo discussed legislative amendments that would allow doctors to practice in both public and private sectors. The Premier and the Health Ministers deny the possibility of a 2-tiered system. Now, instead, they said that a hybrid model would strengthen options for Albertans.
We've had great success in Alberta augmenting the majority of our surgeries, which are provided in hospital, 80%, with 20% provided in our chartered surgical facilities. Mr. Speaker, none of this occurs without a willing Alberta healthcare professional and a willing Albertan.
So given that the leaked cabinet documents demonstrate that UCP is moving full speed ahead on American-style pay-as-you-go healthcare, which minister over there is comfortable if one of their loved ones has cancer, having to pull out a credit card to pay for access?
Now, the province says an increase in doctors, nurses, and other health professionals moving to Alberta will allow for this to work. They promise access to public services will not drop. One health professor disagrees, saying this could push more doctors into private health care.
The only people that will benefit are those who are fortunate enough to have the money to pay. The problem is that there's a significant gradient between health and wealth. So people who are less healthy don't have the money, but they have higher health needs.
The Alberta Medical Association says the province will need to fully involve physicians and patients in the creation of the legislation, adding in a statement that quick fixes or poorly designed policies risk destabilizing the system and creating unintended consequences. Now, there is no word on when legislation will be tabled. Matt.
All right, Naramanisa live in studio tonight. Thank you. A 21-year-old man is dead after a crash just south of Niscu. It happened this morning around 6:30 on Airport Road, east of 9th Street. RCMP say a car reportedly made a left turn in front of a pickup truck and was hit. A man from Redwater was killed. The driver of the truck was taken to hospital with minor injuries. 2 women are facing charges tonight after hundreds of animals were found in distress at a pair of northern Alberta animal rescues. In late October, RCMP executed search warrants at 2 animal rescues, one in Marie Rain and the other in the MD of Smoky River. Mounties say they found more than 300 animals in varying states of distress. RCMP say many of them needed veterinary care and lacked humane living conditions. 69-year-old Cheryl Woods and 67-year-old Cheryl Bastien are now facing Criminal and Animal Protection Act charges. They're accused of causing unnecessary suffering, willful neglect of animals, and permitting animals to be in distress. A cab driver in Edmonton is being recognized for locating a missing person. The company's president says while its drivers help people all the time, this is a first. CTV's Amanda Anderson has the story.
Every morning for almost 20 years, Tejbir Badishaw has the same routine. The driver with yellow cab gets in his car, then makes his way to the airport, where he parks and waits until someone needs a ride.
I was sitting in my cab and looking at the social media on Facebook and seeing the Edmonton police loading a picture of the old lady. She was missing from the hospital.
Police say it was a 47-year-old woman who suffered from a medical condition and wasn't dressed for the weather. The alert was issued because of concern for her well-being. Badishaw forgot about the post until later that day when he was back working in South Edmonton.
It was one of my last call, yeah.
He was dispatched to pick up a woman from this value village.
And then I recognized it's the same lady.
He recognized her as the missing woman. He says she asked to go to her son's house.
She's really nice. She said, hi, how are you? And then I say, do you like driving in Edmonton? She said, yes, ma'am.
When they arrived, he says she went inside to get money for the fare.
I think his son and his husband come out and say, sir, you want to pay me? He said, no, we are broke.
He says they did ask questions about where he'd found her.
And then I called my dispatcher. I think the lady was missing from hospital. That's the same lady. And dispatcher called police, and 5 or 7 minutes the police arrived.
The president of Yellow Cab says he's proud of Badishaw.
And our drivers are good citizens. They want to help when they can. And, you know, we have cameras. Drivers know the city very well. They can recognize if something's wrong. But a missing person, I think this is a first.
Badishaw never did get the $40 fare, but was rewarded with a gift card from his company and knowing he helped get the woman home safe.
I'm feeling really great to helping someone like that. This is a part of our customer service and community service.
Amanda Anderson, CTV News, Edmonton.
A route to a European destination that disappeared during the pandemic is returning for travelers flying out of Edmonton. Starting next summer, WestJet says it will offer a weekly non-stop flight between Edmonton and Reykjavik, the capital of Iceland. Airport officials say they've been advocating for more international flights, and airlines are seeing higher demand.
It's important for our community to know that when they fly nonstop from Edmonton, we bring that data and share it with the airlines to say where they are looking at adding new capacity. And so this is a good example.
The airport says traveler numbers have caught up to pre-pandemic levels. It says Canadians are looking for alternative destinations to the United States for leisurely travel. Well, Josh, if you're eager to see some snow, you do not need to fly all the way to Iceland. You just need to drive a little bit out of Edmonton. Everywhere seeing some flurries this week, except for us, it sounds like.
Yeah, there's a little donut hole right over top of Edmonton that we'll show you on the radar map in a second. 0 downtown Edmonton with light wind right across the region. A little cooler there off to the north and to the east, a degree or 2 below 0. We got to 2 for a daytime high today, 2 degrees above average. Started the day at -6. And I think we'll be in the same territory tomorrow morning. Look at this. There's Edmonton. There's some snow north of the city, west of the city, southwest of the city, east of the city, south. But in Edmonton, there's a couple neighborhoods that have had a few flurries, but No snow just yet. I do think some of this is going to start to sneak in, though, from the south and the southwest over the course of the next couple of hours. Anywhere between now and 9, 10 o'clock tonight, you have the chance of seeing some flurries or some light snow. You see this pink zone here, though, further to the south. We've actually got some freezing rain in through these areas, mainly east and southeast of Red Deer, although Red Deer is technically included in that freezing rain warning. It's mainly this area here, kind of Drumheller, Airdrie, Coronation, that has the best chance of seeing some icing on roads with that freezing rain. And then you've got a fog advisory for areas north of Medicine Hat. Here in Edmonton, that chance of flurries for the next few hours. I think most of the city wakes up to nothing or, negligible amounts of snow, just a dusting on the ground. There are some parts of the Edmonton region, especially to the just south of the city and just off to the east of the city, though, that could see a centimeter or two before the night's done. -3 by midnight and -6 or -7 tomorrow morning. We're back to some sunshine for tomorrow, and temperatures should be a degree, maybe 2 degrees warmer than they were today. That warm-up continues through the end of the week. We'll show you that with the 5-day forecast in a couple minutes.
All right, Josh, thank you. Coming up next on CTV News, extra enforcement. The mayor's plan to crack down on dangerous drivers.
Speeding vehicles, vehicles that are driving unsafely, vehicles that are running red lights, you name it.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law. Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
You're watching CTV News at 5.
City Council has agreed to consider partnerships with the private sector to help build public projects. In a new report, city staff suggests 4 projects might benefit from what's known as a public-private partnership, also known as a P3 model. They're listed as priorities, but the city doesn't have the money to pay for them right now. The projects include new arenas, a transit center in Windermere, a new fire station in the north, and replacing the Woodcroft Library. Mayor Andrew Knack says council may need to get creative to stretch city dollars in the coming years.
I'm not looking for the private sector to run our libraries, but if we're looking at renewing a library and you can put residential above it, but that allows us to offset some of the cost of renewing that space, maybe that is a really good opportunity for us.
Previous P3 projects include the Valley Line, upgrades to Remax Field, and the new tennis and pickleball center in West Edmonton. And Edmonton's mayor is planning to put forward a motion to change how traffic bylaws are enforced in parts of the city. His promise comes after years of complaints from people living in a southwest Edmonton neighborhood and multiple deaths. CTV's Evan Kenny reports.
It's ridiculous that nothing's been done when a problem was identified 5 years ago.
People living in Edgemont say they are fed up with the city's lack of action on a dangerous road. Neighbors say they've been calling 311 police and city councilors about traffic safety for years with no response.
As a taxpayer, I see a lot of people nodding. That makes me want to throw up.
Nearly 100 people brought up their concerns in person to members of council, EPS, and the Vision Zero traffic safety team Monday during a public town hall.
They want to see action. They want to see something change. They want to know that their concerns are actually going to be taken care of.
30 people have died in crashes on city streets so far this year. One of them was seen by the Edgemont Community League's president when a 65-year-old woman was hit and killed while crossing the street with her grandson.
It's anger and it's frustration, right? Because no one's in that big of a rush to have to do that and to put other people's lives in danger.
The death happened here at Edgemont Way and Edgemont Boulevard. The city's Vision Zero team says this intersection is being turned into a 3-way stop and that speed tables are being added to Edgemont Boulevard. Still, people here want to see more done.
I think that enforcement is the key to kind of tame the people that have the bad habits, basically.
Within a few weeks, I plan to make that motion to create that team so they can start getting to work on enforcing the rules.
The mayor wants to make a city bylaw traffic enforcement team instead of relying on police.
Speeding vehicles, vehicles that are driving unsafely, vehicles that are running red lights, you name it, we can hold those vehicles and those drivers accountable by actually enforcing the rules.
NAC is taking inspiration from Calgary, where this program has been in place since the end of March. That city says the presence of peace officers focused specifically on traffic allows for more targeted and sustained efforts in areas that are often overlooked. Evan Kenny, CTV News, Edmonton.
Albertans have decided Moraine Lake should be featured on new license plates that will hit the road next year. The province says more than 240,000 votes were cast over 3 rounds of voting. In addition to the iconic backdrop, the new plates will also come with a new motto, strong and free. There is a nod to Wild Rose Country with an image of the flower. You can get a new plate for free on your vehicle registration renewal date in 2026. You can also keep your current plate if it's in good condition. Still to come tonight on CTV News, Hockey Night in Edmonton. The World Juniors are returning to our city and some smaller communities as well.
We'll be looking at communities like Camrose and Red Deer and Whitecourt.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Boston Pizza is hosting 5 days of pizza for Ben in honor of Oilers superfan Ben Stelter. In 2022, the young fan who captured the hearts of the hockey world died of brain cancer. Today through Saturday, a portion of all pizza sales from 52 BP locations across northern Alberta will be donated to the charity founded in his name. Boston Pizza is hoping to raise $80,000.
40 of that will come from Matt.
Yeah, I was about to say, about half of that will be raised once I get my dinner order in. We should not be airing stories about food right before dinner while I'm still on the air. Josh, the weather, we got some snow on the way. It looks like it's going to skip right by.
Couldn't hear words you said over the rumbling of your stomach. Take a look outside right now. The River Valley Sky Cam is brought to you by Action Furnace. Action Furnace, fixed right or it's free. It's 0 in Edmonton right now. Cloudy skies. Most of the city just cloudy. There are a couple neighborhoods where you've got a few snowflakes flying around. -5 in Fort McMurray, -3 in Grand Prairie, and -1 currently in Red Deer. Already some snow covering the ground in the Red Deer region. And hey, you remember a moment ago, the last time we showed you this map, we said the main threat for freezing rain isn't Red Deer, it's off to the southeast. Well, they've dropped Red Deer from the freezing rain warning now. So Coronation, Big Valley, Hanna, Drumheller, this area here dealing with the risk of some freezing rain. And then you've got just flat out rain in the green zone, as well as some patchy fog just north of Medicine Hat. Here in the Edmonton area, as we said, there's that little bit of a donut hole right over top of the city. So it's snowing to the south, snowing to the north. I think it's actually on further view and consideration here. I think it's off to the west-northwest, that line right there that will likely slide through the Edmonton region over the course of the next couple of hours. So a dusting to maybe a centimeter or two by the time this is all said and done with, which should be somewhere around 9, 10 o'clock tonight for Edmonton. If you're in eastern Alberta, this is going to hang around right through the evening and into the overnight period. And there are some of these areas in this region here that could pick up maybe as much as 5 centimeters of snow by tomorrow morning. There's your clearing through the day. Lots of sunshine across most of the province. And then we'll get a mix of sun and cloud, it looks like, on Thursday here in the city. -7 Fort McMurray tomorrow morning, about -10 for Grand Prairie, in the -5 to -10 range from Edmonton south towards the Red Deer area. Daytime highs around 0 across most of the north. A little cooler and high level at -5. Sunshine, 0 in Grand Prairie. Sunny in the afternoon hours, but you'll see some morning cloud in Fort McMurray. You're up to about 0 tomorrow, just above the freezing mark in east central Alberta. And then Red Deer, some clouds in the morning still kind of kicking around, but sunshine and 3 degrees tomorrow afternoon. Here in the city, there's your chance of some flurries or light snow continuing through to mid-evening. Then cloudy at midnight. After midnight, skies will start to clear. -6 tomorrow morning and 3 with some sunshine tomorrow afternoon. And the wind stays light right through the day. 2 or 3 degrees again on Thursday. 5 on Friday. And even Saturday, Sunday look pretty mild. 3 or 4 degrees above 0. But so we've been talking about for the past couple of days, there is a big change coming next week. Some snow earlier in the week, and daytime highs in the -5 to -10 range with morning lows in the -teens.
All right, Josh, thank you. The World Junior Hockey Championship is returning to Edmonton and Red Deer next year. A few other Alberta communities are expected to get in on the action. Rogers Place will be the main venue and will host 17 games, including both semifinals and the medal games between December 26th of 2026 and January 5th of 2027. Marching Crane Centrium in Red Deer will host 14 games. All 10 national teams are also required to play at least 2 pre-tournament games between December 16th and the 23rd. These games will be held in smaller Alberta cities and towns.
We'll be looking at communities like Camrose and Red Deer and White Court and other communities around the province who are prepared to host both team camps as well as games ahead of the event.
Edmonton last hosted the World Juniors in August of 2022, and the tournament was rescheduled to the summer because of the pandemic. No word yet on when tickets will be available for sale. When we return, going with the flow, how the weather impacts the builders working on a downtown ice castle.
As the ice kind of organically does things, we change and we adapt to that.
Help us build a mountain of toys. Donate today at ctvedmonton.ca.
The architects of the ice castles previously built at Horilac Park are at it again. This time, they're taking over Ice District downtown. As CTV's Merrick Takash reports, the local artist who created the Bob and Doug McKenzie statue is part of the team.
Preparations for the return of a popular winter attraction are underway.
We expect to be really busy, especially being in downtown in such a central location. We think it's going to be a very busy castle this year.
Ice Castles is a Utah-based company that builds castles in Canada and the States. This year, Edmonton was selected as one of 5 locations.
Edmonton's been a great city to us over the years, and we're just excited to be here.
Richie Veldhuis is part of a team responsible for executing the design of the castle. He's been sculpting in and around Edmonton for 30 years, including helping with the creation of the Bob and Doug McKenzie statue at Ice District. He says the castle is one of his most unique creations.
There's basically a blueprint of the castle that we start with, and then it organically changes as the ice grows.
This year, the castle will have a fairy tale theme.
When I'm working in clay, I'm working alone. This is really a team effort. There's about 25 of us that build the castle, so we're placing ice and making a large sculpture.
If it gets cold enough and soon, the towers on the castle could reach up to 50 feet tall.
We know where every slide is going to go. We know where every tunnel will go. And then as the ice kind of organically does things, we change and we adapt to that.
Organizers expect to have the castle open to the public sometime before Christmas. Merrick Takash, CTV News, Edmonton.
And that's our show. Thanks for watching. I'm Matt Woodman. CTV News continues right now.